right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com, where I talk about those books that are still probably tucked away in those cheap boxes, those discount bins, those dollar bins at your LCS, your flea markets, your half-price books, wherever you're finding your cheap comics. These are some things you can find, usually based off of some of the recent news, rumors, announcements, things going on in the comics, etc. And I said usually because this week I had to film this ahead, because I was going to be on vacation. So I wanted to make sure you guys still had a show, even when I wasn't around, to keep up with the recent news and stuff like that. So with that, I decided to cover something else with a kind of a special topic for this little in-between episode. Don't want to call it a filler episode because this is still good stuff, and I still think it's interesting content for you. And if you want to see what I got, all you got to do is hang on for a few seconds after the intro. But don't forget to please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. We are still on our way to 3K, and once we do, we'll do another big round of big giveaways. So with that said, if you do want to know what I got to talk about today, just hang on for a few seconds after this intro, and I will be right back. Okay, so as I said, I do have sort of a little special topic for you. This is something I normally would cover on my Hidden Gems show on my channel, but I figured, you know what, this kind of fits for Dollar Bin Digging because this is the type of stuff that I grab every time I find them in dollar bins. I don't care. I just grab it. I like weird, oddball things, and the stuff that I'm talking about today are those little mini comics and promo comics. I know we probably talked about some of these before here or there, but I did a sort of a little bit of a collection of some of these mini comics and promo comics, these kind of free giveaway type stuff, mail away type stuff that you can find just kind of buried in these boxes because stores getting collections, they just got books. They don't know what to do with them. A lot of times some of this weird stuff just gets thrown into the cheap boxes. Again, I've had this kind of topic stuff set aside for other shows, but thanks for the suggestion there from one of our viewers, Kim Nguyen. That good show. That last week's show was pretty short. I appreciate that. It is true. I've been trying to keep them around like 20 minutes thereabouts or so. But what do I think about mini comics? And that got me thinking, you know what? This would be a good topic. So thanks, Kim, for the topic idea for the off week that I had to film ahead of time. So with that, let's just get right into it. And our first one, we're going to go with some of these mini comics. We're going to start off with Combo Man. Yeah. If you ever see this guy, just a whole combination of all the Marvel characters kind of stacked into one, and it's presented by the makers of Combos. Fun stuff. This is a mini comic. It's like 4x5 or something like that. I don't know. It's undersized, or it's kind of on the smaller side. 1996 is when this book came out. But you can see it could sell for as high as $30 raw, and there's a best offer on $13. Again, mini comics, sometimes they're in a bag and board, sometimes they're just kind of pressed in between comics, sometimes they're inside other books. It's just when you're digging in those cheap boxes, look down deep. Don't just flip past, look, because some of those small books and smaller books can be found. That's how I found my Gore Shriek 6.5. That's like a little ash can sized mini as well. And that's another topic we can get into another time, maybe ash cans. There's a couple of cool ash cans to be on the lookout for as well. But again, they find their way into the boxes, in the cheap boxes, because they're kind of small. They get stuck between other books, just hidden between them, and they just get missed. And then you just go find them for cheap. That's it. Best offer on $13, $30 raw sales. Asking price here, $30 raw. And you can see $1.50 for a 9.4 graded. Yes, you can grade these mini comics, and that's what they look like. I don't know if you can see that too well. Here, I'll try to zoom in for you. Let's see how small that book is inside that big old slab. So that's the size of the book that we're talking about here. So it's a mini comic, but still $150 for a 9.4. Just saying, not too bad if you can find it, and if you can find a nice copy. All right, Combo Man, that's one mini comic to be on the lookout for. And we could talk about the ones that come with toys. You got the Masters of the Universe books that came with toys, and some of the secret superpowers and things like that. But we're not going to get into those today. We're going to look at these, though. These DC books, I know I mentioned superpowers, but these are little packs. These are actually candies. Or they came with candy, I should say. These were the Leaf books. These came out in, what was it, 1980? Yeah, 1980. The Leaf comic book candy, tart and tangy. They had almost like little sweet tarts inside with the comic. You can see them kind of packaged together, and they were sold, 35 cents. You got these little mini comics and a few little candies inside. There's a box of them. Collect them all. Secret origin stories, etc. And you saw there was a whole pile of them. What was it? It was like 8 of them, something like that. Let me go back. How many were there? Yeah, 8 of them. So you got a Superman, you got a Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Hawkman, Green Lantern, Justice League. Pretty cool. All right, we're going back and forth here. Price wise, randomly, if you could find the books, I mean, yeah, if you find them sealed with the candy, I'm sure there's probably a premium because some people like that kind of thing. Don't eat the candy though. That's over 40 years old. Probably not a good idea. But you can see these could sell for cheap. Sometimes the books could only be like $3. Sometimes they could sell for like $15 in a lot. Sometimes like $10 for a lot of 4. Just random, random how some of these things actually sell for. These are oddball things. So they don't always sell for a lot, but you do get a better sense when you see some of the asking prices of the upside that they could have. Look, there's a set of 6 somebody wants $30 for. There's a set of 2 somebody's looking for $20 for. And then once again, there's a graded copy, 9.6, only $85 for the Superman. Look how small that guy is. That's even smaller than the combo book. So again, to give you that sense of the size of the book, there it is right there. So with that, I still got more. Marvel did a similar thing, but these were with Drake's coffee cakes, I think, or just Drake's cake. No, I don't want to say coffee cakes. Seinfeld got just Drake's coffee cake. It's just Drake's. So these were also a little plasticky package. Here's the first run. I think these came out in '93. First 4. So you got a Wolverine, you got a Spider-Man, you got a Hulk, and a Silver Surfer. Because they did this 2 years in a row. And you can see they're packaged together in these little, little plasticky things. You can open them up. Oh yeah, '93. So that was the first year. All these 4 books. I see these things stacked up. I see these at the flea markets every once in a while. Usually pretty cheap. As far as what they can sell for, you can see sets could sell for as cheap as $10 for all 4. $15 for a couple. Best offer on $3 for a couple. Yeah, not big money, but still kind of fun to go and dig out. That's the actual sales. Asking prices, well, sometimes people can ask for more. They can ask $13 for a sealed one in plastic. They can ask $15 for all 4. Is that a good deal? I don't know. These are just kind of fun things. I'm telling you, look for it for $1 in the box. And it's also kind of a fun scavenger hunt challenge for you. If you find them, you have them, tag me, share on Instagram. I'd love to see it. But this was the first year with the Drakes. They did it again in '94 with 5 books this time. So there was a Hulk again, a Wolverine again, a Surfer again. This time they added X-Men and then another Spider-Man. So it looks like they got nice little black borders. That also might have a connecting story going throughout all these. I see Gladiator going through here. So that also is kind of interesting. Again, I don't remember. It's been a while. I actually do have these loose because I buy. Again, I told you I find these weird things, and this is the kind of stuff I buy. But I just haven't read them in a while. 1994. Again, you can see they're sealed up, together, little plasticky things. And price wise, they could sell for as cheap as like $2, $8, a whole set for like $25. Asking prices could be $4. Look, that's $4 sealed. Then meanwhile, somebody else wants one for $14, and then $7. So prices, again, inconsistent. They're going to sell for what they sell for. I'm not telling you to pay these prices. I'm telling you, dig for them in a box. Find them for cheap. One more, I think, set of minis before we get on to some more promo type stuff. We have these DC books here. These go back a little bit further. These go back to 1979. These are the post-serial comics that you had a Batman, a Wonder Woman, Superman, and you could see superheroes all together. Just as superheroes, but basically Justice League kind of thing. 1979, again, these would be sealed in the plastic, and you would have gotten these in a box of cereal. Post cereal, to be precise. What does Post make? Well, Post makes Fruity Pebbles, for one. So here's an example. Fruity Pebbles box, comic book inside, etc. So this is where you would have gotten this comic book inside of this book. And they're also trying to sell you, subscriptions to the regular titles. But and that's kind of the idea. It was an advertisement thing. A little combo, trying to lure in the kids to read their books through sugary cereals. Not a bad idea. But in the Fruity Pebbles box, and I think other Post cereals as well, you could get some of these comics. So here's an example. Sets of these 4 could be $25, $30. You can see some of the sales, asking prices. 25, $30. Some individuals are close to $30 for these ones. They're a little bit older. They're also a little wider. They're like sideways as opposed to the taller ones that are more natural, like a comic book. These are a little bit different. These are almost like the Good Morty, kind of like sideways style. But still, fun little thing to go and dig and find in a box if you could, if you can find them. So keep an eye out for them. All right, 10 minutes in, those were the minis. I got still a good pile of other promotional crossover type event things. We could go on this topic for way longer, but I try to just pick a few and just give you a sense of some things to keep an eye out for. That's it. Let's start off with Quick the Bunny. Nestle Quick, good stuff, right? Special guest appearance of Spider-Man here in this Marvel Comics Presents. It's a 60-cent value. Ooh, 60-cent value, but it's free from your friends at Nestle Quick. So you get this free bunny with Spider-Man inside. What does this thing do? Well, it sells for a few bucks. I mean, $3 to $12. 60-cent value, not too bad. Asking prices, however, well, I only found the one, but also looking for $12. Quick the Bunny was not exclusive to Marvel, though. I forget what year was that. I forget. It doesn't matter. But a couple years later, in I think it was like 84, in 87, Superman got to meet Quick the Bunny. So now they're over on DC trying to sell some books here. So he's hanging out with Superman. Also, another little giveaway book, little promo comic, $3 to $9. It's like $10 or less. It's kind of what it's selling for. Asking prices 5, 7, up to 15. Who knows how much you might be able to get for this, but still, it's just a fun book to go and find out of a box. You're digging through, looking for some cool comics to get, and then you see Quick the Bunny and Superman. Yeah, grab it. Grab that rabbit. Moving on. Back to Marvel. 1990 now. Amazing Spider-Man, New Mutants, featuring Skids. I think this was given out by Kmart. This was produced in cooperation with the National Committee for the Prevention of Child Abuse. So this is like one of those, it's almost like on The More You Know, really tackling those tough subjects and putting in a comic book form to kind of reach people. Nothing wrong with that. And again, special edition, sponsored by Kmart. Still not easy to go and track down even these days, but they're out there. $5 to like $11. Recent sales, asking prices 5 to 15. Really is what you're looking at there. If you can find this little Spider-Man Kmart book, so be on the lookout for it. Be on the lookout for it. Again, there's other books I didn't even get to. You got like that skating on thin ice one. I think was some. There's bullying books. There's things. There's a lot of different topics we can go through with these. I'm only jumping through a couple that kind of just crossed my mind to do today. But this is, again, a very, very deep topic that has plenty more books that we can get into. If you got any suggestions, other ones you want to talk about or you'd like to see down the line, just put them in the comments down below. But we're just going to keep rolling for now into The Amazing Spider-Man. This one was free with the purchase of AIM toothpaste. So, get your toothpaste and you get your Green Goblin comic book. 1980, going back in time for this one. $4. It still sells for $1. Granted, these are pretty low grade, some of these ones, but still pretty cheap. Asking prices, well, $3 to $9. Then you got a graded copy. 9.0 is looking for 60. Not terrible, but yeah, this is more just for fun. I mean, AIM toothpaste. You can see you're not going to get rich if you find this in a box. Most of this, again, it's just for fun. Comics should be fun. And some of these things are kind of silly, some of these connections. So this one, Spider-Man's trying to sell some toothpaste. So he's helping spread awareness towards child abuse. He's also trying to have you have healthy teeth and gums, as well as all temperature. So he's trying to sell you some laundry detergent as well. Amazing Spider-Man exclusive collector's edition. Origin of Spider-Man here with the purchase, free with the purchase of any, all. You remember the detergent? I think they still make it. 1979 for this one. $5. Best offers on like $20 and $25. Recent sales. Asking prices. Well, we got some grades. We got raw only $10. Okay, fair enough. I mean, 9.2 or better. That's a pretty decent grade too. But look at these graded copies. We got a couple of 9/8 of this free all temperature. Why do I keep saying all temperature? It's a stupid wedding singer. But free all Spider-Man book. $225 and $250 for those 9/8. So hey, you can get them high grade. You might do pretty well. Moving on. Spidey can sell you anything. He can also work with the National Action Council for Minorities in Engineering. Okay. I don't know. But NACME, they made 2 books, by the way. 2 books. So Spider-Man trying to help minorities in engineering. Chaos at the construction site. Fighting Doc Ock in 1990. Yeah, nothing sold recently, but just because nothing sold doesn't mean people aren't looking for $30 to $40 for this book. So be on the lookout for the NACME. I don't know what the anagram, how you would say that. Not anagram, acronym. Anyway, 30 to 40 bucks. So keep an eye out for this one. This looks just like a regular comic for the most part, unlike this next one, which kind of jumps out a little bit more. This is the next year. They did it as well in 1991 because it's got a robot dinosaur. So, I mean, and it's bright yellow. So this kind of jumps out a little bit more at you. But this is once again the National Engineers Week with a grant from the IBM Corporation. So, okay, more engineering. NACME. Riot at the Robot World. Or, I'm sorry, not the Riot at Robot World. I know I'm adding words. Anyway, 1991. This book is pretty cheap though. Look, a copy sold for $1.62. Otherwise, it's like 10 to 15. Recent sales, asking prices $6 to $10. Again, not gonna get rich, but it's still kind of a fun little oddball thing to go and find. Just like this next one. Do you know Spidey can help you at Home Depot as well? So the Home Depot Safety Heroes, Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, helping the Home Depot crew, not for resale. 2004, another free little crossover comic here. $7, $8, not super duper expensive. Asking prices, however, okay. You see, $7 to $8 recent sales. Asking prices, found one for 10, found one for 50. Found somebody else saying very rare, asking $500. Well, you can see you can get one for 10, so it's not that rare, and you can get it for 10 instead of 500. But hey, sometimes you go fishing. Sometimes you go fishing with those prices. You see what you can get. But still, $10 to $500 for your Home Depot book. Up next, I actually found this next one a couple of times. Actually, I found it a couple copies in one spot once. I just remember because I was like, what in the heck is this? Sleepy's mattresses. So the mattress professionals also had this comic, which wasn't free. You had to have a $3 donation, but I found them in a dollar box. So they probably just got ended up there for free. But proceeds going to the American Cancer Society at the time. I guess when you're at the mattress store, you can also get a comic book and make a donation. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but they made this. So they made this. You got some Avengers, you got Hulk, you got Iron Man, Sleepy Mattress Guy. No copy sold recently, but like I said, I found this. I sold this. Even banged up, these things will sell. You see here, copies listed $20, $45, $90. Just saying, kind of fun to go and dig these things out of a box. You never know what you could find. We wanted some other weird connections. How about some face products, some complexion stuff? Kiehl's has a custom edition, not for resale, Captain America book, Transformation and Triumph, brought to you by Kiehl's. 2013. So again, this is a more recent one. We're getting to some more of the recent crossovers here. Nothing sold recently, but copies looking for about $10. All right, $8 to $10. Not terrible. And that's all I got for you this week. I know, still ended up a little short. I could have kept going. There's plenty of other books that we could have done. But thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Like I said, there's so many other promotional crossover events that I could have gotten us into. There are the Taco Bell books that have the DC ones, and I think there's some Marvel ones too. There's some Taco Bell comics where you had to, you get a combo and you can got a free, not a free comic, but got a comic to go along with it. You got, like I said, some of the there's old school, those Radio Shack ones. There's all kinds of weird stuff. There's the puzzle books. Some of those, I don't know if they were free though. They're like puzzles and crossovers with Marvel characters. A lot of weird oddball stuff, but I like that kind of stuff. And like I said, anytime I find them in those dollar boxes, that's stuff I love going and picking up. So this is again just a part of it, just a taste. We can get into ash cans, we can get into some of those food crossovers, and yeah, we didn't really get into the mailaways. That's a whole nother thing. I know I've covered some of those on some of the other shows that I've done with like hidden gems. You got the mail away products for like some of the Nabisco. Some of those are really hard. Some of those are like potentially ghosts. Like they're impossible to find books. Some of the mailaways. You had some. I think there was like a Chef Boyardee something or other book. There was a then the board game, the X-Men. You got the silver version. Tons of weird oddball stuff like that out there. Again, I can go on rambling, but I think I'll stop for now. Again, thanks for all the support. I filmed this ahead of time, but don't worry. I'll get back to the regular setup following some of the news and the comic type connections next week. This is just my week filler show for when I'm away on vacation, just in case I didn't have time for this stuff. I might still have time, but I didn't want to take that chance. So I wanted to have this in my back pocket, ready to roll. So with that said, thanks again for all the support, and I will be back still with some more content soon. All right, later.